know
dangle
those
money,
things.
they
Yeah.
dangle like, you know, some good clients, and you're like, oh, this is great. And it's not. Like, dude, are you serious? And I'm like, oh my God, what? Like, are you okay? And then he's like,
this too, actually.
you left the cup open or something. And I'm like,
okay.
like, why are you so dramatic? Like, there was one time where a girl cut my shoelace before my match, and I didn't have like shoes to play with, or like one of them cut my strings out of my racket.
Welcome to Inside Out. We are here today with a very good friend of mine. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. And by the way, this is my dog Happy, and he's joining us today.
Yes, we are. My first furry guest is here with us. So this is Olivia Elliott, Olivia, and I have a little intro for you.
Okay, let me hear it.
She packed a bag, left London, and moved to the United States alone at 18 years old to chase a dream. She was already ranked number 4 in all of Great Britain in junior tennis. She went on to compete professionally and signed with 2 modeling agencies on 2 continents. She has nearly 400,000 followers who show up every day to watch her navigate the intersection of sport, style, and real life. She is 24. She is stunning, and she said yes to one of the most romantic proposals we've seen in a long time. She is Giancarlo's Canela's fiance. She's my friend, and today she's here with us to share her story. Olivia Elliott, welcome to Inside Out.
Oh, that was like a poetry. I love it. You're such a good writer.
Thank you. I had a little help. But
ChatGPT.
Exactly. I just had my AI episode come out, so I've been using it a little bit.
I honestly use ChatGPT every single day of my life.
Yeah,
so it's
I mean, it's there to help us.
I know, exactly.
And, you know, I could have never done that, but
we need the help.
All right, so I met you almost 3 years ago. Do you remember where we met?
Honestly, I cannot.
Okay, I do.
Where did we meet?
I have a really freaky good memory. So like I'm sure
I'm terrible with that.
So every time I have a guest on, I'm like, I speak about how we met and they never remember. And I'm like, well, it was here, here, and here. So I met you at the Karol G concert. Do you remember?
I do remember this.
Maybe you don't remember because you had a few drinks.
Yeah. I remember the drinking.
I remember it was like Giancarlo introduced us to you. You were his new girlfriend and you were like,
oh my gosh.
Woo! And I was like, I think I like this girl.
I like champagne.
She's a keeper. So yes, we met and we have definitely become close friends.
Yes.
And I love that Giancarlo's brought you into my life.
I can't believe it's been 3 years.
I know.
I mean, that's how long me and Jen have been together.
Yeah.
But like that is crazy. It's gone so quick.
Yes,
it
has.
Really has.
And it's been fun.
Yes, it's been fun.
A lot of
We've
fun.
had some good memories.
I'm going to ask you a few questions to get to know you better.
Let's go.
What are you obsessed with right now?
Oh, okay. This is going to be a weird one, but I never used to eat in the morning. Like I was always fasting until 2 p.m. And recently I felt my energy get like really low in the mornings. And I've been obsessed with making at-home smoothies.
Oh.
Like berries, banana, mango, like...
And it's like
the
fun
whole-
now, probably, to create different ones.
Put it in the little cup to go, bam, this is your morning smoothie.
I actually feel the same way. I used to skip breakfast all the time.
Yeah.
And then once I shifted that and started having breakfast, it's like the one meal I can't skip. I could skip dinner, whatever.
Yeah.
But breakfast is so important. And they say for women that like that is the most important meal of the day.
Yeah.
And so one of my questions that I had for you, because I just started with a health coach, and I'm trying to, you know, be healthier and make better choices. And I know you are very, very good at that. So what does a regular day of eating look like for you? Are you cooking? And what do you make sure you eat a lot of? And what do you try to avoid?
I definitely try and cook, especially in the States, because I feel like, I mean, if I order on Uber Eats, for example, I try and get like Naked Farmer, the salads from there.
Yes,
I actually think
so
Naked
good.
Farmer is good produce, like the salmon, the steak, the salads. But normally I do eggs in the morning with Greek yogurt and some strawberries and honey. And then at lunch, I always do salad, like chicken Caesar salad with lots of chicken on it, but something a bit lighter. And then for dinner, I always do like either salmon, shrimp, or steak or chicken with like quinoa, salad. Like, honestly, I don't rotate my meals. Like, that is it to a T.
That's the key. Is
every
like
single day.
just
like, that is all I eat.
Yeah.
Jan hates it because he's like, we eat like grass and protein. And
does
that's
he
it.
eat the same thing as you, or is he like, you're on your own today and I'm...
Well, I cook for both of us.
Okay, so he doesn't really...
But he's fine with it because he's like, I need this in my life.
Okay,
So.
I mean, and he's lost weight. He looks great
Exactly.
too. You guys both look amazing.
He has lost weight.
Yeah.
He's been doing great.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't rotate. I'm just like the same every day.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. What's your favorite movie genre?
Oh, I love a good rom-com. I'm such a sucker for that.
Yeah.
I'm such a sucker for that. Like, anything with Zac Efron, Kevin Hart. I just love Kevin Hart. He's so funny.
Me too. And Jen did a movie with him.
Yes, he did. You know what's so funny? I have a funny story about that. So when we first started dating, my mum watched a movie that he was in, A Man from Toronto. And he did it when he was a bit younger. And she calls me and she's like, this is a really good looking guy in here, like, but he looks like who you're dating. And I'm like, Mum, that's him. What are you talking about?
I love that.
And yeah, she's pretty funny with his stuff.
She was probably very excited then.
Yeah. No, let me tell you, my mum and my godmum get very excited over his music videos. Like, when we first started dating, she obviously did some research and was like, who is my daughter spending time with on the other side of the world? So, and then his music videos, I guess, back then were quite sexual and honestly looked like, low-key porn videos.
Yeah, soft porn.
Soft porn. And she's like, Olivia, is this who you're dating? Like, he's doing porn online. Like, do you think that's acceptable? And I'm like dead serious. And I'm like, she's the most English mom ever.
And you were like, I think it's great.
And I'm like, I love it. Personally, I love a bit of spice.
Yes, you do. Okay, we're gonna do a little this or that.
Okay, let's do it.
Tennis court or photo shoot?
Tennis court.
London or Miami?
Oh, Miami.
Yay! Early morning or late night?
Early morning.
Coffee or matcha?
Coffee.
Heels or sneakers?
Oh, you know what? I have been liking a heel lately. Because you know what? I love sneakers, but because all my sneakers are tennis shoes. So when I get to wear heels, it's like, oh, nice,
Yeah.
So heels.
Okay. Texting or voice notes?
Voice notes.
I've been doing voice notes lately too.
Too lazy to text.
Yeah. Big wedding or small and intimate?
Big. It's gonna be a big one.
Sushi or pasta?
Pasta.
Oh. Okay. If Jen's out of town, do you prefer a self-care night in or girls' night out?
Oh, you know what? That's a great question and something we've been discussing lately. It really depends on my mood, to be honest. Like, if it's like a Saturday night, girls' night out.
Okay.
If it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, like, I'm gonna have a face mask on in bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so now I want to talk a little bit about content creation.
Okay.
We've spoken about this before. I personally am, on my journey, and I'm doing this podcast, and I love it, and everything's great. I do want to, and I have been wanting to, and sometimes I do like content, but it's so hard, so draining.
It really is.
It takes so much time. You have to wear so many hats. What has your journey with content been like?
Honestly, it's crazy. Like, it is a full-time job, and I think more and more people are starting to see it like that. That's why the industry have grown so much. I got into content creation, I think I said this to you before, quite randomly, in the sense of I always just filmed my stuff throughout my life, like tennis, just mainly like sport, tennis, workouts, my journey along college, coming to America. And I really didn't have it in my head, like, I'm gonna, be popular online or like have a following. I just enjoyed actually doing it. And I guess over time, I think honestly, my following started to really grow in my junior year of college. And that's when I had also started to sign with an agency in America because I started to realize I wanted to live here. So my English agency helped me place me basically in America and Canada. And we had a meeting and they were like, they shifted my perspective. They were like, you need to see yourself as a business and see Olivia Elliott as a brand rather than being scared of that and thinking I need something else as my brand. You are the brand, you know? So I never really saw myself like that, and I never thought like that until they had told me. And they said when people start to really believe that their name is the household name, that's when they start to become successful and make real money online. So when that happened, it was in my junior year of college. I was like, okay, I'm going to be a lot more open. I'm going to like start telling my life story and like connecting to my audience a lot more, because before then it was mainly just, you know, just about tennis. And it was scary at first, really opening yourself up, but I really enjoyed it, and it is intense sometimes, and it can feel very superficial sometimes, to be honest. Feels like, you know, what am I really doing, or am I saying the right thing? And if you get negative comments, but now I've just like, you know, you just laugh at it if you get anything negative, and most importantly, you have to enjoy it, you know, enjoying it, and as long as you enjoy it, then that's the biggest thing.
I think that's great advice. I agree. And I think having for me, having a purpose is so important. How you said, like, it can be superficial sometimes, or it can feel that way.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, why am I doing this? Like, putting myself out there, like, it's hard. As annoying and hard as like bad comments can be, like the good ones I feel like are so real, and like when people are like, thank you for this, or I like you're inspiring people in one way or another, I think that's the point.
100%. If I had any advice for anyone, just start posting, because first of all, one video can change your life, and I'm literally not kidding. Like, one video can blow up, change your life. You'll get this opportunity, that opportunity. The great thing about content creation and social media is it's a steamroll. Like, once you start putting yourself out there, one thing leads to another, and it's just slowly building. You don't think of it as like it needs to be now. It's a long race. It's gonna be, if you want to do this, it's gonna be your whole life, because you can make content anywhere you want.
That's true. That's a great point.
So you have to have that mindset of, it's like sport. Day by day, getting better. Day by day, you're growing. It's not going to be like an instant thing. But one opportunity does lead to another. That's what I've heard
that too. Like, you have to almost think of it as like that athlete mindset, where 100%. It's like the consistency of showing up, and even on hard days, like even if you don't have the motivation, like you just got to keep going, like athlete mindset. What does an actual content creation day look like for you?
Alongside basically every campaign I've modeled recently, there's also been the social media side. So it's been like a one package deal. So I always have to schedule it out. Like, I would say 3 times a week I'm filming brand deals, and then 2 times a week I'll be just full editing.
You edit everything? Well, like besides like the campaigns and stuff.
Yeah.
But like your content.
My content, I edit everything. Yeah.
Do you like to do that?
It can feel like it's a lot sometimes. It's a lot, but honestly, I feel like it's second nature now. Like,
I've done it
very quickly.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about modeling. You do more shoots and campaigns than runway, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But you've done both.
I've done both. Yeah.
Is there a big difference in those two worlds?
Yes. So I would say I'm more commercial. You know, like I do a lot of direct bookings. Like I literally can't remember last time I did a casting, which is like traditional modeling. But then obviously like walking shows is Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, which I'm starting to get into.
Really?
But I think it's best, like if anyone is trying to get into modeling, it's so much better to build your portfolio up. Like I've been doing this since I was 16 years old, and now the walking shows that I'm doing, I'm not casting, it's direct bookings.
Right.
And
like they already know you, they already have to
and I feel
apply.
like it's so much better that way, because there's 1,000 million girls casting for these. Like I have been to a few walk-in castings, and it's crazy. It's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of girls waiting in a line, you know, and only 14, 15 walk.
How do you stay true to yourself in an industry that has a lot of opinions about who you should be?
Oh, that's a good one. There's honestly, I think I've like done a good job overall. There was one point in my life where what age was I? Probably when I graduated college 2 years ago. I I signed to an agency in Miami called CGM Models, and they, you know, nothing bad happened, but they are more on the traditional old school side on how they do things, tiny waist and whatever. And I feel like I lost a lot of weight at that point in not a good mindset way. And I was trying to fit in to a scale of people that I didn't need to, and it wasn't me anyway. And I just was trying to mold myself into this person that I wasn't, you know.
How did you get out of that?
So it's actually Jen that
You what?
Jen.
Oh, Jen? Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like, you know, I lost like 15 pounds. I was like...
Were you with him when you started with him?
Yeah.
Okay, so he saw the transition.
Saw the whole thing,
he saw like
so,
that.
Yeah,
okay.
He was very aware, like, I think mentally, like, you know, I would go into a casting and, you know, they would say to girls, get out. You've put on 2 pounds. Or like, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, like, your ass looks too big and that, like, get out. Like, very, very harsh. Which, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes that's the industry. But normally that hasn't got to me, and I've had that before. Like, I've been on set and, you know, clients are talking about girls' weights, and you can hear them and they're like, oh my God, are they speaking about me? You know, like, I have seen it throughout, but like that was specifically very harsh, and it made me go down that rabbit hole. So when he saw that, he just kind of was like, maybe you need to take a step back and reevaluate, you know, if this is the right place for you. And in hindsight, it wasn't, and I've left them now, and I'm with Freedom, which worldwide in America, and they are amazing, like so good. They've really like changed my career in a lot of ways, but most importantly, I feel
I love that. I think
confident in myself.
And I think something I have been thinking about lately is like opportunities, and how sometimes like opportunities come into our life and we feel like we need to take them because they're not always there. But I think sometimes they are opportunities for you to say what you don't want or what you're not okay with. So like you being like you could have seen it like, oh, this is an opportunity, and maybe at the beginning you did, like, I need to fit in and whatever, but it's like you saying no to that is like telling the universe, like, I don't want this, not like this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, know your worth, because I panicked a bit. Like, when I left college, I wanted to stay here, and I knew a way to do that was through a talent visa and with modeling as well. And I just wanted to sign to be able to stay here, and I didn't really like, you know, do much introspection, and I didn't have enough, like, I didn't at the time feel like I was valuing myself over that. So when I was like, no, I'm better than this, like, this is not me, it definitely, as you said, like, was telling, and I believe in that, like, giving a sign to the universe was like, this is what I want, this is who I want to be. And not like bowing down to like
whatever is offered.
Whatever's offered, like taking whatever, like knowing like my worth in that industry.
Yeah, and it takes, you know, it's a little process, and especially when you're young, it's like, it's not easy to be so introspective and know
dangle
those
money,
things.
they dangle like, you know, some good clients, and you're like, oh, this is great. I mean, it's not.
Well, I'm glad you figured that out really quickly. I want to talk a little bit about tennis. What has your tennis career been like?
Tennis has been a great journey. I mean, I started playing when I was 4 years old. I have an older brother, so he's the reason that I got into tennis. I always remember like seeing him play, and I would just always went and like picked up the tennis balls, and my mum put me in it, and I'm very glad that she did that. But yeah, we always trained together growing up, which was really nice. And then at 11 years old, I decided to take this step to go to a full-time tennis school. It was called Gosling. At the time, it was like a high performance center, basically. So like a lot of the top players were training there. And then at 13, me and my brother, we changed together. Actually, we both went to a boarding tennis school, which was called JTC. My coach was Alan Jones, he was like my dad growing up. It was crazy. He passed away a few years ago, so he did a lot for me in my life. But wow. Yeah, no, it was amazing. I got to travel. I played on the junior tour for 7 years. I got to top 100 juniors, and I had an amazing career in that realm. And then at 18, honestly, I had no idea about American college, like no idea. Reps from America came over to our nationals. I was 16 and a half at the time, and they were from like, you know, Texas, Alabama, like all of the top schools here. And they offered me and like 5 other girls scholarships, and we all were like, we have no idea what this is. Like, we had no knowledge or education on what American college was over here for sports. And then we got more education on it. We went and visited, I visited UNLV in Vegas, and I decided to sign. And yeah, then
Did anybody else go with you, or you were solo?
Solo. Yeah. I went to visit by myself. Crazy.
Were your parents like scared?
Oh, you know what? My mom is like, bless her. She probably is. I've probably given her so many heart attacks in my life.
I mean, that's a lot.
Because obviously they paid for my flight to go visit the universities, but they weren't paying for anyone else's. So just at the time, like, you know, it was expensive. Okay, so I was just like, I'll go and do it myself. I definitely got blinded a little bit by the Vegas. You know, they were offering a great deal. They took me to STK, like, you know, a nice...
Yeah, schmoozed you.
Schmoozed me. So, and I was 17 at the time. I was like, wow,
yes,
this is amazing. Wow. But I am glad I went. I had a great experience. It taught me so much.
Let's talk about your parents a little bit.
Yeah.
So you had they got divorced how long ago?
Yeah, no, they got divorced when I was 15. It was tough for us. Like, it was a messy one. They unfortunately, you know, they still can't talk to this day.
Really?
Yeah.
Since then, so almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Were you guys kind of like in the middle of all of the...
I think, yes. I mean, I struggled with it a lot because I was still very much, you know, financially dependent at 15, and a lot of it was like, you know, unfortunately, they use the children to get back at each other or whatever it is, or communicate with each other. And I definitely struggled mentally a lot at that time. Like, that's when I say Alan Jones, who was my coach at my school,
became like a father figure.
He helped me so much. Like, I really don't know what I would have done without him. He helped my mum a lot as well, and my dad knew him very well, and my dad knew that he was very much taking, you know, care of me, and he definitely saw me go through it, that's for sure. Like, there would be times that, like, I just was so angry.
Did you rebel? Were you like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
you had moments?
Yeah, no, I had moments for sure. Like, on the tennis court, there were times where, like, I would break my racket, like, throw frickin' tantrums, and, you know, that was just not acceptable there. So on top of that, Alan, you know, I had to run suicides if that happened, and so it was like,
jeez,
double punishment at the time.
So you were probably really excited to leave. That probably had something to do with your, like,
honestly, I needed to get out of the country.
Yeah.
Like, there was just so much drama, family drama, like pressure, like, you know, my dad saying that if you don't win this match, I'm not going to give you money for this match. Like, there was so much pressure, and there was a time where, like, you know, he would print out my results and like highlight the ones that I lost and be like,
he was like a very like on your ass kind of.
Yeah, but I feel like, you know, at the time he was just so engulfed in what was happening with them that, you know,
it was a way to like take out his frustrations.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it was tough that there was like a lot of financial pressure, and that's honestly why the reason I took that scholarship is because I wanted to get away. I didn't take it for the right reasons back then, but I'm glad I did, because it was honestly the right. I look back, I think it was the right thing.
How's your relationship with your dad now?
Better, but
Okay.
like we didn't speak for like 2 years.
Wow.
When I left
Yeah.
to America. I was just like, and honestly, and I spoke about this with my family, like for that time that I left, I didn't really speak to my brother or my sister or my mum. I left. I needed to disconnect from everything and just try and start a different life. Like that's how I was, and I am, it was hard on them because they just lost their sister, their daughter, and my mum especially. Like I feel bad now, and we've spoke about it a lot. Like I know that she probably was like, wow, I literally just lost my daughter, know. But now we have a great relationship. Me and my mum,
Have you done therapy?
we haven't done therapy, but we've spoken.
But like you're personally now?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I have. I worked with a life coach, Arlene, who
Oh yes.
Jen actually
Mentioned.
has worked with. I worked with her for 1.5 years through my junior year of college until I graduated.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was struggling a lot when I moved to schools, and a lot of emotions randomly.
I mean, so much that you
Yeah.
had to process, and like at that age by
Yeah.
yourself, like it's a lot. I just started therapy now. I've done like here and there little whatever, but I just like started all over again, and
It's intense.
a game changer.
It's
Like,
intense.
it is.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm an open book. I'm like, I'll
Yeah.
tell you whatever you want
Yeah,
to know.
yeah,
People
yeah.
are like, okay. But it's like,
I don't need to know that.
but I think it's everything is patterns and tools. Like it's like the patterns that we create,
Oh,
or
yeah,
the
definitely.
stories we create, and then the tools that we have at hand to like make
Yeah.
better choices or understand this and that. So
No, 100%.
therapy is amazing.
I mean, she definitely changed the game for me, because I was feeling very alone. And, when I came to Miami the summer before my junior year of college to see if I wanted to live here. And that's where I met Jen. Sorry, my senior year of college. And that's where I met Jen. In that time, I was just feeling so lost. Like, I was like, am I going to move on the other side of the world? I felt like I had no family. Like, I basically just abandoned them, Like, I really had a lot where I was just compressing, and it was
Wow.
all coming up.
Yeah.
And that's when I reached out to my dad, and I tried to have a
Things,
relationship
yeah.
with him. And, it was making me sad that he didn't reach out to me, that I was the one who had to do that, even though, it was more the parents' job to do. But sometimes you have to be the bigger person in order for things to work, and now we do have a better relationship. We see each other, we talk, and same with my mom, we have a great relationship now. But yeah, no, the therapy definitely changed the game for me, definitely.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about Giancarlo's.
My soon-to-be husband.
Yes. Did you watch his episode?
I did.
What did you think about it, and were you surprised by anything?
I wasn't surprised by anything, because everything, like you guys spoke about, we're very open with each other. That's one thing that I feel very lucky about us, and that like I found is that we don't keep any secrets, like at all. Like at the beginning, when you're getting to know each other, like the first year or whatever, like I feel like now we just know each other's like deepest, darkest secrets. That it's
That's
like
what he said.
we can tell each other anything and be like, okay, like, and that's, I feel like so beautiful that that's why we're getting married, because we know that, and I feel like it's definitely like we were lucky to find each other. Like I really, really didn't think that when I was in college, when I came to Miami that summer, I was so happy being single. Like I was like, I am loving life, do not want to date a guy, I'm good. And I was working, playing tournaments, and just like being me. And then we met, and it was just so
Little did
natural.
you know you were going to meet your husband.
I know, like, and it's so funny because we see those movies like when we were younger, those American girls that like meet their husband in college and they get married. I was like, that would never be me.
Yeah,
And it's me. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, there was one thing that we spoke about that I've actually thought a lot about after, like me and Jen's episode, and it was about monogamy. Monogamy is hard, long term, like for the rest of our lives to be monogamous. I personally don't see it being an issue for me ever. I really don't. But he said that if
Maybe I missed this part.
if anything ever does come up for either of you, what he would want, and that you guys have spoken, is to have that really tough conversation before crossing the line.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, like, you hope it never gets to that, right? Like, you know, we're young, like, you know, I'm 24 years old. I hope that my husband never turns around to me and be like, yeah, I want to sleep with someone else. I hope I never do that. I don't think I ever am going to, but I know what he's saying, and we spoke about it, is like, you know, I was a different person 4 years ago. You know, you're going to be a different person again in 10 years. And a lifetime is a long time, and I love him to pieces and he loves me to pieces. I don't think it will ever get to that. But I think it's the fact that we're able to like have a mature conversation and say, look, if it did, we would let each other know. And I think that then if you decide, you know what, I don't want to do that, and if you do that, I won't stay with you. But then at least you're honest about it, and it's not happening behind your back or like you're unaware, you know?
Yeah, I thought when he said that, at first I was kind of like, okay, but I think it's brilliant to have that kind of a conversation before anyone's having any of those feelings. It's kind of like a prenup. It's like, what do we do if this happens? Yeah. And I think part of, I don't know because I haven't been in these shoes, but honestly, from what I can imagine, part of like cheating, it almost becomes like this, like you have like all of these thoughts, and then you kind of like, you know, whatever, and you end up doing something, and then there's like shame, and there's like, I'm sorry, and all of these things that are like not good. It's not. And I think just talking about it openly alleviates all of that. And if my husband were ever to tell me that before, it would be like such a sign of respect and love towards me and our relationship. Like, I'm having these thoughts. Sorry, I don't know where they're coming from, but I am having them. Yeah. I don't want to do something wrong and betray you, and like that I'm going to regret. So what should we do now? Kind of thing.
And then, you know what it allows you, and I think if you approach it with that mindset, if my partner said that to me, I would be like, oh damn, like what do we need to do to switch it up? Like clearly, like maybe we lost sexual touch, maybe, you know what I mean? Like I feel like when that does happen, there is a shift in the relationship. And if my husband came that to me, I would be like, okay, what do we need to do?
I agree. If it's you like we have some work to do. Exactly. And let's figure it out, and something where everyone's happy. But when you just cross the line and then after it's like, oh, I'm sorry, oops. It's like
it's hard to get it back. And I think me and Jan are in the same mindset. So I was like, we don't want someone to be with us if they don't want to be with us. You know, like I would much prefer if we 30 years down the line, he's like, Liv, I love you, but I don't want to be with you anymore. I would much rather that. I don't want someone to stay with me. Like I can live my life, you know. And he's very much in the same mindset. So I think when two people have that, like I don't foresee really like anything like that happening, just because we're so open and a bit more like on the chill side about it. And it also, like as you said, it relieves that like it almost is like the reverse psychology, you know.
I think it's great to be having those kinds of conversations about anything. But that's a big one.
For sure.
Okay, so when you started dating Jen and then you found out he has 2 kids.
Oh yeah, that was a funny one.
And they're almost my age. Not quite, but pretty close. What did you think? How did that feel? What were your thoughts?
So it was on our first date.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, he told me straight away. Okay. He was like...
How did you guys meet?
So basically, I was doing a real estate internship when I was down here for the summer, because as an international, like the only way to make money legally here is if you have an internship related to your major in college. So I was doing an internship here while I was like playing tournaments, and the guy I was working for, his name was Tony Rodriguez, and he was renting out the house for Jen that he was filming in, and Tony was like, come along, I'll introduce you to everyone. And yeah, I came along and he introduced us. So that's
like during the day, kind of whatever
during the
work
day. Yeah, like
vibe.
Work vibe, like introduced us. We had a conversation. Honestly, it was super chill at first, but like
he asked for your number.
Yeah, like we challenged each other to a paddle match, and he asked for my number, and then like we just kind of
very cool.
Yeah, like we didn't text for like 2 weeks, and then randomly like texted, and then yeah, he asked me on a
Where'd you guys go?
Smith and Walensky.
Oh, nice.
So on our first day, honestly, we sat down at dinner for like 7 hours. It was like 2 a.m. by the time we finished, just like talking, laughing. And at the end, he looked at me and he was like, I'll never forget that look. He was like, I think we're in trouble. Like,
that's so Jen.
I don't know. I was like, oh, this is like dramatic. But yeah, honestly, probably within the first hour he told me that he had kids, and I was very like, oh wow, okay. And I just was like wanting to know the situation, you know, like when did you break up with the mom? Like, are you still like, you know, like what's the vibe?
Important questions.
Exactly. Like I don't want to, the first thing I was like, I don't want to step into something if you know you're still. He was like, no, like we broke up 10 years ago, whatever. It was definitely, I was like, okay, like I was pretty chill about it at first. The tough thing for me was when I graduated college, we moved in together, and it was the summer, so the kids had finished school, so they were with us like full time for the summer. And it was just a lot, like graduating college, officially moving countries, figuring my visa out, and then, you know, having
a new relationship.
A new relationship. You're figuring, just moved in together, you know, so you're figuring each other out still, and we had been doing long distance for a year, so I knew I loved him and I knew it was going to work and we were going to find a way, but I found it really difficult to deal with the kids' dynamic. I wasn't ready to step into a stepmom role. I wasn't going to be cleaning after them, you know. I made it very clear. I was like, I'm not your housekeeper. Like, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to help you with whatever you need. I'll teach you how to cook. I'll teach you how to clean, but I'm not your housekeeper. I'm not going to be doing this for you. I was like, I'm young. I'm just finished college, you know, like I'm figuring my life.
Amazing, because I think setting boundaries and clear boundaries from the beginning avoids so many problems down the line.
Yeah, I agree. And we have a great relationship now. Like, you know, we really do. And I'm very lucky with them because they could have made my life hell. But they really could have. But they were very, like, welcoming. And I think, you know, between, like, Gabby, the mum, and him, you know, I applaud them. I, you know, think about my own parents. I'm like, they can't even talk. But, they co-parent, and
it's so nice to see that.
It is nice to see. And, you know, Gabby is very supportive of me and Jen as well. So honestly, like, I couldn't have stepped in, like, for their situation, I feel like I couldn't have stepped into a better one. Like, it could have been a lot tougher. But yeah, it was just like that initial, when we moved in together, the kids was a tough thing to get the dynamics. But once we got through that, it was better.
Awesome. I love that. What does your relationship look like on a regular day, you and Jen?
I would say, like, on a usual day when we're here, wake up at like 6:45, work out, like always.
Do you guys work out together?
Sometimes. He doesn't like to run with me or anything. I'm like, I run too far. And then like I get annoyed that he stops and whatever. No, we work out together sometimes. But I normally like work out or train on the court. He goes to a gym. We always do that in the morning. And then he always is on the phone, by the way, like 24/7.
I know about that.
Always on the phone. But yeah, I normally do my training all in the morning, and then I do my content creation in the afternoon, or have meetings with my agents. And then we normally have dinner at like 8 p.m. or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys fight?
You know, I think it's like so normal to fight. Yeah. Like we do fight. Like we sometimes fight about stupid stuff.
Like what do you guys fight about? Like what's his like?
Oh, that's a good question.
I just had an episode with Kirk, and I mean,
what do you fight about?
So we fight about plenty of things.
Yeah.
Lots of things I can get into, but like I'm like, what do we always fight about? And packing. He wants me to pack for him every time. So
Jen does that too. And I'm like, you're a grown man. Pack yourself. I don't want to pack for you.
I'm gonna have Kirk call you next time. He's listening to other husbands that are like their wives pack for them, and I'm like,
my God,
no.
If you're a wife and you pack for your husband, please don't. Okay, sure, like maybe be like, this will look nice, I'll dress him, but like the packing
for a whole trip,
then it also stresses me out because he's really bad at packing, so it's kind of like,
you're like, fine, I'll do it. But don't get used to it.
Yeah, for real. No, one thing that irks me, and I say this to him, he'll like I don't know, I'll put something somewhere, or like I'll leave the garage door open or something, and he calls me, and it's like, I think something really bad is happening. He's like, dude, are you serious? And I'm like, oh my God, what? Like, are you okay? And then he's like,
too, actually,
you left the cup open or something. And I'm like,
okay,
like, why are you so dramatic? Like, and then we just like get into it. But
yeah, I can relate to that as well. I know what you mean. And I'm like,
but it sounds so bad. I'm like, I think someone's died, and then it's like, you've left the cup. And I'm like, okay. No, we argue about like, the small things, stuff, but I feel like the big stuff, we're, as I said, we're pretty open with each other. So I think, we don't, and if we do argue, we're very good at communicating. Like, let's say we get mad for like 5 minutes, we kind of like take a breath, and then we sit down and be like, this is why I felt like this.
You recover.
Like we communicate very well.
Okay, that's awesome. What is the thing about him that makes him the one?
Oh my God, there's so many things. I love that. There's so many things. I think he has the biggest heart, and he is so kind to everyone. Like, when we first started dating, it was the summer, and he was filming a film in Puerto Rico, and I went over to see him, and I stayed with him for like 2 weeks. And the first week of our relationship, he was playing a role that was in a relationship with someone on camera. So he was having to like, do sexual scenes. And this first week that we were together, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to have to get used to this, like he's kissing someone else on camera.
Yeah. Oh, I could not.
It's tough. Let me tell you, it's tough. Like, I was sitting there like,
watching it?
Yeah, I watched it because
while they're shooting.
Yeah, I watched it because you know what? He was like, you don't have to watch this. And I was like, I want to watch it because it's going to tell me whether I can handle it. And I'd rather know now when we're 3 weeks into our relationship than a few months down the line. I'm like, oh, you know what? I can't
then you're like, oh, I can't. And then you need to choose. It's like,
exactly. I'm not going to make him do that. Yeah. So, I was sitting there. I was like, well, this sucks. And but you know what, he is so professional and so good at making everyone feel comfortable, and I was watching so closely that trip, just how he was acting, and he was so kind to everyone on set. Like, he would take the time to go say thank you to the coffee people, to the water people, and like, just those little details. And he's done that consistently for like,
he's not putting on a show.
He's not putting a show. Like, he is like that. And I was like, wow, like, this guy is so kind. He's so professional. He's so like heartwarming, and he's so passionate about everything he does, like the hardest worker. And I think the biggest thing that I admire him for is he's not afraid to put himself out there and jump into new industries that he hasn't been in before and try new things. That's really hard to do, you know, very hard to do. But he wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's the thing that I admire him most for.
I agree with that. Yeah. Do you ever tell Jen if you think another man is hot? Are you like, oh, he's so hot, like, and does he care? Or do you not do that? Do you care if he says another girl is hot?
At the beginning, I used to get really like, ugh, why are you telling me that? Like, if he says like, oh, that girl's really pretty, I'll be like, okay, like, I would get jealous. Like, it's normal to get jealous. But now, like, he does say that, and I say like, we say like, this guy's good looking, and it's not, I think when you're saying it from like an objective point of view and not a sexual point of view, then it's different. But now, I'm a lot more like, chill. But at the beginning, I feel like I was a bit immature in that way. Like, you know, I was a bit like, oh, like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I want to be the one that's pretty.
Yeah, I don't really I don't ever say anyone's hot, and I don't like when Kirk does either. I'm like, no.
It's annoying. It's like, it is annoying. It is like, there.
Like, keep it to yourself.
I think it also depends on like the situation. Yeah. But there are times where like we're just like, yeah, the person's good looking. Yeah. You know. But again, you can sense in the way it's done. Like,
yes, I get it. I don't like, I've never done it, and Kirk's never done it. And I agree. If you could say somebody's like attractive or whatever, that's fine. But the times I've heard other people in couples say it, I'm just kind of like, whoa, like, oh my God, he's so hot. And I'm like, what?
Like there's a different way of saying it. Like if I'm sitting here like fawning over a guy, I'm like, oh my God, like he is so freaking hot. Yeah. Like, that's not like,
disrespectful.
He'd be like, right, what? But if we're sitting here and we're just like I think we were in Paris one time, and you know, they have the coffee tables like watching out to the street.
Yes.
Like, and watching. This girl had such good fashion. Like her, I mean, everyone in Paris has good fashion, but she walked past and we looked and she was like, damn, like she looked good in that dress, you know. Yeah. But like, you know, just appreciating the fashion, appreciating like that is a different scenario than being like, fuck, like I would, you know.
Like, ooh, yeah.
Damn.
Okay, good answer. Okay, playing hard to get. Do you use that strategy? Does it work on you when someone else does it? What was the dynamic between you and Jen when you guys started dating?
You know what? I feel like before Jen, I liked a cool guy. Like I liked someone, not hard to get, but like someone playing it cool, not too, I hate invasive. Yes. I hate it. And it turns me off completely when a guy is too much. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I think drawn me to Jen a lot. He had a very good balance between like letting me know he liked me, but not making you guess, but not being too much. And I think one thing that it was nice between me and Jen is like we didn't really play games. We kind of was like, we like each other, and you know, especially with the long distance, he didn't actually want to do long distance. He was like, I'm not gonna do it, and I was like, no, I think we can, like, just gotta try. And I think that we always approached it in the way of like, we like each other, we want to make this work, we'll make it work. Like there wasn't really like those games, you know, which was nice because it's not, I've never had that, to be honest. Like,
I agree with Kirk. I haven't dated very much. I was married before, and then I had like 2 months being single, and then met Kirk.
I didn't know that.
I was in a relationship from 20 to 30 pretty much, like boyfriend, girlfriend, then married, divorced, and then I had 2 months where I was like moved out in my new apartment, because that's, even though we had been going through a divorce for a while, like I didn't talk or do anything until
you didn't want to like
it's my co-parenting, like I was not going to ruin that relationship. So when I moved out is in May of 2018, and my first date with Kirk was in July. So I had 2 months of like being single. When we started dating, I was like, okay, I liked him. I was like, I trust this person, but I was not looking for a husband. I was just like, okay, this is someone I can like date, because I wanted a date in my life. But turned out he was the husband.
It's crazy.
Which is great. But he did not play games either at all, and I do not like guys that play games. Like I cannot deal with that, where you're taking hours to respond to me. Like he was always answered me right away, invited me to stuff, like wasn't playing any kind of games.
Jen was like that as well, and I honestly think it's Cuban men. Like from what I've like English boys are not like that. Like they'll play games,
drag it out,
they'll drag it out, like and I feel like Cuban,
like if you need to do that to make someone like you, like
you're not likable yourself.
Is it hard to make real girlfriends when you are in the public eye? Do you ever question people's intentions?
Yeah, I've honestly really struggled to make girlfriends especially in Miami, and I feel like, you know, my through with like modeling and content creation, especially tennis, like growing up in tennis, not kidding, I have 2 or 3 girlfriends from tennis that I've stayed close with from the age of 11, and the two, Destiny and Essence, they're twins actually, and they're like, you know, like we've been through so much together.
They're from London?
They're from London. And because we were all competing against each other, you know, like when you're on the junior tour, you're playing against pretty much the same people a lot of the tournaments, not always, but like a lot of the time. And the girls, you know, it's like, you know, there was one time where a girl cut my shoelace before my match and I didn't have like shoes to play with, or like one of them cut my strings out of my racket.
Oh my!
And I had to play like with my coach's racket, and it was crazy. And because like, so,
it's like
a lot
movie
of
stuff, you've lived some movie.
It's
shit
crazy.
in your
but
life.
a lot of these girls, I mean, you know, they have like a lot of the ones that I was competing against, and I get it. Like tennis is a very expensive sport, and their families don't have much money, so it was like
They wanted to win at any cost.
it was their lives,
Yeah.
literal livelihood, whether they could eat on the
Wow.
line. You
Yeah.
know, they were providing for their family at the end of the day. So, you know, it was a lot of these, you know, Eastern
Yeah, the
European,
pressure
you know,
that they had.
yeah, the pressure they had. Like, they were told to cheat at any cost, like whatever you have to do to win. Like, it
Wow.
was that kind of like brutal mindset, and not all girls were
Right.
like that, but
You experienced it.
yeah, I experienced it. It's tough to have girlfriends, but yeah, I think now I'm starting to get a bit better in like choosing who I spend my time with, and especially in Miami, kind of weaving out the BS, as they say, and seeing who is like real and like who's actually like going to be there for you, and I'm willing to be there for them as well, you know?
Yeah, I think for me, I have never been a person with a lot of friends. Like
Yeah.
I have always had guards up, very like protect myself, protect my energy since I was little. I do have friends, but they're like, you know, I can count them.
Yeah.
In that world that you're in, and that, you know, I'm in also with like Kirk and the
Yeah.
industry and all that stuff.
Yeah, you see it too.
I just, the biggest red flag for me is people that want to become like best friends like way too quickly. That you're just like, you know, so fast. Like for me, friendships and relationships, they take time to
So
build.
much time.
And you need to like get to know the person. And I like very slow and steady. And then over time, you know, but I am not ever going to be like that with anyone.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
No, honestly, I'm the same, and I feel like it's nice when it's like you see each other a few times and get to know each other a little bit, and then you're like, okay, let's hang out one-on-one. Like, you know, like develop. Like I'm the same in that realm, and I feel like I actually just had that situation. Like, a girl, her name's Alex Earl, and I
saw you guys had a fun boat day the other day.
We had a fun boat day, and super nice girl, and we actually met a year ago, first time, and then I did her Heels and Meals thing, and then we were together at the CSB event, and so there was like a few times that we were together, and I feel like it's nice in that way, and I feel like it's the first time she brought a lot of her friends that I was with at those events. All of them super nice, like honestly genuine girls. First time that I had felt in Miami that I was hanging out with like, you know, girls that are just genuine, down to earth, hardworking, and positive energy.
Like you felt aligned, and
it felt aligned, and you know, it was like it's been a long time that, you know, we had first met, and that was the first time that I had felt that in Miami, actually.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, 2 years later.
It takes time.
It takes time.
I know you're competitive.
Yes.
Do you know how to lose gracefully, or are you still working on that?
Definitely better now. Like when I was younger, I was a sore loser.
You know, my original question was, are you a sore loser? And I was like, let me soften that a little bit.
I was a sore loser, let me tell you. When I was younger, like, it was not good. Now I'm better, much better. Like, even simple, you know, like competitions between me
like
and Jen.
not even like a real.
Yeah, not even like real. Down towards the more real stuff. If like, even down to like the modeling stuff. Like, let's say I'm on option for a job, and by the way, that's the worst process ever. It's like you get put on option for things, and they like dangle it, and it's like between you and a girl or whatever. And then you have to wait a week, and then they choose who it is. And if
you're just like anxious the whole time, kind of.
Even
if you like didn't really care about it, just the fact, like that dynamic.
Yeah,
that you're
the dynamic.
Like, that sucks.
And then if I don't get it, then I'm still a bit like sore loser in that sense. But then it's also like you in your head, you're like, oh, were they better than me? Like, you know, you don't know who they are, but like, a lot of the time it's not personal, because they're like, maybe they wanted brown hair, you know, maybe they wanted brown eyes. So, But I'm definitely better.
Yeah, that's good. So I wanted to ask you your relationship with like rejection, because for me, I have always been, I hate rejection. I don't even put myself in positions to face rejection. That's how I've been my whole life. Because I've always, things have come pretty easy to me, but I've never risked anything because I don't want to even, like, I only do things that are guaranteed, gonna be easy, a for sure thing. And now that I'm doing this, it's put me in a little bit of a different position. And now when I have to ask people if they want to be on my podcast, or like putting myself, it's tough. It's really tough. True though, when they say like, the more, try to get no's. And then you're just kind of like, it almost becomes a game. I've gotten so much better at getting a no. It like, I'm just like, okay, cool. I tried. I'm like, I tried. So how have you felt with rejection? Because you've done a lot of stuff in your life, in your 24 years. Like, how have you dealt with that?
So rejection for me, like, I used to be really bad at it. And it swiveled down from, you know, tennis to my dad, you know, through boys. Like, I had such a wall up with that. Like, I never let any guys in. Like, I feel like I didn't even have a proper relationship until Jan, really. Like, I never let my walls down. But I would say when I came to America at 18, that it changed a lot, because when I came over here, I was like, I'm just gonna put myself out there. Like, if worse comes to worse, I'll just go back to England and I'll figure it out. But like, for now, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to go full steam ahead. And I think that helped me a lot, because now, like, I really don't, like, you could spit in my face and I wouldn't care. You're going to laugh? Yeah, I would laugh. Like, there's very little that would bother me in that realm, to be honest.
Great. That's awesome.
But it took a long time. I mean, 6 years, you know, since I've come to America. So it took a long time, and like a lot of rejection, you know, a lot of losses. Yeah. I've been losing tennis matches since I was 6 years old. So, you know, like, you
gotta learn to take it.
Yeah, you have to learn to take it. Like,
and to keep going and to not let it.
That was the thing. What mentally broke me when I was like 16 and a half was like, I remember I was on the road for 4 weeks in a row. I went to Egypt and Turkey and Tunisia. And in Tunisia, so basically I started to play WTA tournaments. The first level of like WTA tournaments is a thing called 15Ks. It's 15Ks, 30Ks, and then like the higher you go up, the more points you get. So, but these 15Ks are brutal, because everyone's fighting for like their first points. They're like hungry, you know, like it's brutal. So I was on the road for 4 weeks and I qualified and lost first round. If I had won that match, I would have got my point, like my professional ranking and money. And I remember like sitting on the floor. I had lost like a 3-hour match, and I was crying so bad that like my body went numb. I was like physically shaking, and I was so hard on myself. Like that's when I went into depression. Like, I was like harming myself for it. I was 16 and a half at this point. After that experience, I was like, I need to find a way to not want to like literally kill myself if I lost a tennis match, because that's how intense it was. It's like, it's a tennis match. There's more to life.
Did you talk to anybody at that time?
Not at that time, no. But then when I went to...
And you actually harmed yourself in that moment?
Yes, I did. Wow. Yeah. And that's when, you know, a lot of the life coaching helped me. Like, we went through all of that trauma and like how to deal with losses better, and like, you know, it's at the end of the day, it feels so intense at the time. But it's all mental. Like, it's a tennis match at the end of the day. And I think the people that think like that and are able to process loss is better are the ones that are successful in tennis, and the ones that can be top 10.
In general, it's like, instead of having like thinking so micro, being able to think like the macro, like the big picture. It's not about this one match or this one day or this one anything. Like, it's a part of something way bigger.
Exactly. And that's what we were speaking about at the beginning. Like, each day just building and getting better, and not trying to focus on the now and like the long-term vision. But honestly, it's like the ones that can be successful in a top 100, top 50 player in tennis is money, patience, just mentally being able to be stable and stay in the game and compete week in, week out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't win the tournament, you're losing every week.
How is wedding planning going? Where are you in the process?
Wedding plan is good. We just put a deposit in for a venue. We're getting married in Calabria in Italy.
Can't wait.
I know. It's going to be next year in June.
Wow.
So I'm really excited for that. We're actually going to go visit the venue in July.
Wow.
But honestly, it's like a little pocket of heaven. Like, it's like this amazing castle in the water. I'm really excited.
I'm super excited too. What kind of bride are you going to be? Are you going to be more chill, go with the flow, or are you like full mood boards for everything?
You know, I don't feel like I'm going to be a bridezilla. I feel like I already have my dress. I have a mood board of like, you know, just to send the wedding planner of like what we want.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like classic Italian, you know, vibes.
You have the vision very clear.
But we're going to do like an insane like after party, and like I just want it to be fun.
Is Jen singing?
I don't think so. You know, I was like, can you make a song for me, like for the wedding?
Oh my God.
I would cry. And he was like, I'm not going to do that. That's like weird. And I was like, it's not weird.
Iconic, legendary.
I was like, I'm the bride. Technically, you have to do what I want.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God.
So we'll see. Let's see if he does
surprises
one.
you.
Yeah.
I'm all about self-investment. Like that's my number one. How do you invest in yourself?
Oh, one of my favorite things to do is get massages. Like that's honestly the thing that I would say invest myself.
I like that.
It's like massages.
That's a good one.
It's the most like relieving thing for me. Yeah. An hour of like peace.
Yeah, I love that. I need to do more of that.
Yeah,
what are you working on within yourself right now?
That's a good one. I feel like I'm trying to be more open to opportunities and new avenues. I feel like there's a few things that have come my way the last year that maybe I didn't act on because I was like, that's not for me. But you're never really going to know if it's for you until like you maybe give it the chance or like open that door. So, and Jen is actually someone who taught me that. Like, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of ways to create revenue for yourself, to create opportunities. And there's a few things that I wish I would have acted on.
What is your superpower?
Honestly, always finding a way, like through always finding a way to be positive. I feel like I'm like good at that.
I like that. I can see that.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Instagram and TikTok, I have the same name at Livy_FE.
Is there anything you're working on that you want to share? Like,
yes, there are a few things. So we just dropped a tennis edit line with Sylvia Tarassi.
I saw that.
For the Miami Open. So it actually got sold out. So, but it's going to be restocking in 2 weeks. So go check it out. And we're also going to be doing one for Wimbledon next year.
With her also.
With her also, but it's going to be like a bigger.
You know what's funny? My sister got married, 15 years ago. And she had her dress designed by Sylvia Tarassi. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so I was there for all the fittings. Like
That's
I remember,
so cool.
there in the Gables. Yeah.
That's really,
it's
they're
beautiful.
the best. They're,
yeah.
You know, it's great that they're a family as well. So they're like, and you can tell like the way that they go about things, they're so creative, and I love working with them. But aside from that, I'm going to be at Wimbledon. I'm going to be doing some commentating, and I'm walking for Vogue Mexico on Saturday. So
where?
In Miami. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, for the swim week?
For swim week, yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm excited for that.
Yay.
Yeah, a few things in the works.
Killing it. Okay, so your final question. What is something you are really proud of that you do not say out loud enough?
That's a really good one. And I'm just realizing that I don't say things out loud. I'm like, I don't want to say I'm proud of myself for that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm really proud of myself for getting in a place mentally, physically, where I'm genuinely happy, like with myself. And I feel like that is seeping into every work avenue that I'm doing. And every friendship, every work relationship. Like, I'm doing it with the right intentions, and I'm happy and proud of myself that I got myself there, because it took some time. It really did.
Wow, that is amazing. That is such a good answer, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
And I had so much fun. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much for coming.
me.
I feel like I learned so much about you. I feel like we're so much closer now.
Yes, we are. You know everything.
We're gonna do a girls' night soon.
Yes, we are. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. See you next week. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If something in today's episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe, leave a review, or share it with someone who needs it too. I'll see you next time. Until then, keep choosing to live from the inside out.